Shore excursions. The first thing I wanted to say about shore excursions is to make sure you do your research on them.
Yeah, because the short excursions can certainly add up in the cost of your trip. And we stuck to free ones when we were on our river cruise.
Yeah, those ones were really good. A lot of walking tours in the town. We saw a lot of churches, palaces, and castles. I'm not sure.
What I liked too about those particular excursions was we always got some free time afterwards. So we were able to actually explore more of the things that maybe interested us that morning when we did the excursion, right? That we could go back and see.
Sometimes after the tour in the morning, we would go back to the ship for lunch and then head out again to explore on our own in the afternoon. That river cruise was 15 days, and over those 15 days, I think we had something like 12 excursions.
Yeah, there was quite a few of them, but they were all really good, right?
Yeah.
But even though they were free, I do recall we had to reserve them ahead of time to make sure that we did have a spot. And I think it was close to 2 or 3 months ahead that it opened up and for us to be able to do that.
Well, even on the Mediterranean and transatlantic cruises, we had to book our excursions well in advance to make sure we got the ones we wanted and that it was still available when we booked it. Because some do sell out. They're smaller towns that don't have a lot of capacity, so they have different excursions. But if you want to make sure you want to get the one you want, book early.
And Don, what was it that our travel agent Angela said about booking an excursion through the cruise line?
Angela said we could do excursions that were not part of the cruise ship, but she warned us to be careful booking excursions that were not part of the cruise line, because the ship will not wait for you if you're late. So if you do one on your own and you don't make it back to the ship on time when they're ready to leave, they leave without you.
Yeah, and we actually heard of that happening on our cruise in the Mediterranean, right?
Yeah, a family of 5, they announced it while we were having dinner. A family of 5 missed the ship at the Rome stop. It doesn't sound right. The Rome stop, and had to meet us at the stop in Pisa the next day.
That would have really been awful. I can't imagine the extra expense, right? For that to happen.
Yeah, we made sure we were always back on the ship with plenty of time before it was going to leave. I'm the early guy.
They do have a great system, I've found, with all 3 of the cruises, right? Where they actually, you use your room card to tap out and then when you go off the ship, and then tap back in when you're coming in. So they always know who's on the ship, which I think is awesome for accountability, or to just know, right?
Yeah. You don't have to always do an excursion. We certainly did a mix between exploring on our own and doing ones through the cruise ship.
Which excursion do you think was one of your favorites?
I think the Drac, and a lot of pronunciations are different in the Mediterranean than what I'm used to, but the Drac caves in Mallorca, Spain. How about you? What was your favorite excursion so far?
So why did you like that one?
It's something I've never seen before. It was the cave was not just a small cave. It was an incredible. I don't know how long it took us to walk through it, but just in awe at the and I don't remember slide mites and slide heights and all that stuff. But incredible. They say that's 1 centimeter per 100 years, and these things were huge.
Yeah.
So, and the underground lake, supposedly the underground lake was the biggest cave lake in Europe, and they even had a boat come through with an orchestra on it. It wasn't a large orchestra, but nevertheless it was an orchestra, and they played probably 10 minutes going through the lake in front of us and back, and
Yeah,
it was just incredible.
that was really beautiful. I agree with you. That I think that was my favorite. But since you already talked about that one, my favorite one was when we went to Madeira Island and Funchal. We did the toboggan ride down through the city streets. And I think that's something that when we were looking at the excursions was always trying to do something a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
And we did watch some videos on it first, and to get a sense of that's what we wanted to do. So that was part of the research, right? And it looked a lot of fun, and we did it, and it was a lot of fun. Like, it didn't disappoint. And I guess at some points we were doing, like they said, 30 kilometers an hour down the street. So that wasn't scary, but it was
enjoyable.
Enjoyable, right? Yeah. Do you have any recommendations around the excursions?
I would say research them and make sure they are exactly what you were looking for, and prioritize which ones you want to see, because they can become quite expensive when you add them all up. I had a thought about that, but I lost it.
Well, if you think of it, you can share again. And that is a good point. It's important to do the research, even in terms of how far the port is from when they advertise the town. So, for instance, the Rome, right? We were in a place called, help me out with the...
Civitavecchia.
Perfect. You say it so much better than I do. And it was about 2 hours from Rome. So when you were thinking of going on an excursion there, if you think about 4 hours in total of travel, like, you're limited, right, in terms of that. So I think it's just important that you do know how far the ports are from the actual city, I guess.
The location that you're interested in. We wanted to do so much more in Rome than we would have been allowed to, time-wise, do on the one day that we decided we would do a few days in Rome before we even started the cruise.
Yeah, so that's why we flew into Rome to begin with, right? Before the cruise. Help me out with the name of the town again.
Civitavecchia.
Very good. So we stayed that day there then instead of going into Rome, and it was quite enjoyable, right?
Yeah, it was not disappointing. It was a very interesting town. There's history all over Europe, and every little town has so much.
Yeah. And what was also neat was, oh my gosh, why can I not think of his name right now? The famous artist at Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
That he actually designed even there, right? The oh my gosh, I'm lost for words here.
The seating area, right? Talking about that.
No. That was
the church.
The fort. The fort.
That's what.
It just
There's so much.
We're starting to blend some of the different things in, but the fort that was at that town, he was responsible for part of the design of it, right? Yeah. So stay tuned, because as much as we're a little bit confused here right now, we're not really that confused.
No, we're just overwhelmed with information at the time.
But we're planning on sharing all the different adventures we've had at the different cities.
Cruise. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, Traveling Adventures with the Steels. Like us, follow us, do all that stuff.
Yeah, and then stay tuned for those exciting videos yet to come.